Okay guys, welcome to the third installment of the 1,000 mile Harley Davidson service. It's time to adjust the steering head bearings, but first we want to see if they need adjustment. How we're going to do that is the fall-away test. First we're going to see if there's any play forward and back in the forks, which there is not. That's a good sign because I really don't want to do this, but we still need to do the fall-away test. And for this, you're going to want to tape some sort of paper or something to your front fender. The bike is going to need to be level and jacked up so that the steering wheel is free, or the steering is free, not steering wheel. And as you'll be able to quickly tell, it falls free to that side, but to this side it does not, and that's because of this clutch cable. So first step is to remove that. What you're going to need though is tape, some sort of paper, something to mark the paper, preferably a laser. I'm a physics major, of course I have a laser. And then the tools needed to remove the clutch cable, just from up here, and then we'll just route it down. Yeah, it looks like probably a 12 millimeter under there. Might have to mess with the adjustment, which is probably 10 millimeter. I don't know, we'll find out. Actually, the bolt I was looking at was for the mirror, so we're gonna need some snap ring pliers, and I don't know if I have any that tiny, so we'll have to look real quick. Alright, I did not have any that were small enough, but I'm freaking crafty, so I made it work. Alright, you're basically just going to push this pin right on through here, and then this is free. And then you're going to want to adjust the slack in your clutch cable all the way out so you can pull this cable out, and then route it down there to get it out of the way of your good old forks. To adjust the slack out of your forks, you're going to want to just loosen this little lock nut here, and then screw this thing all the way out. Okay, these use 14 millimeter, by the way. Once you have those loosened up, you should be able to pull this puppy out like this. And then take this puppy out. There will be a nylon sleeve. Pull the nylon sleeve out, and then just route the cable down away from the forks. Now your steering should swing freely in both directions. You're going to want to put it straight on for the fall-away test. Like I said, you're going to want to tape a piece of paper to your front fender there. Using a laser is the easiest, but you can like tie a piece of string to the ceiling or whatever. You just want something that stays right in the middle, because what you're going to do is you're going to nudge the steering until it falls away freely on its own. And when this is fixed, it'll be in a fixed position. And then at the point where it falls freely, you want to mark that on the paper and do it for both sides, and then measure the distance between those. There's specifications for how wide that should be, that space. And if it's too wide or not wide enough, you're going to have to loosen or tighten the forks, the steering head bolt right there. So I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to film it because I have no good place to set the camera, but I'll get back to you in a second. Alright, see, I have the laser fixed right there. It's off a little bit from when I actually did it, but put the fork straight on. Then you're just going to bump them a tiny bit each time. The laser will move, and then whenever it gets to a certain point, they will fall away freely on their own. And like I said, it moved a little bit since I did it, but I got right here and right here, so we're just going to measure the distance between these two lines. And let me check real quick what the specifications are. Alright, for the XL1200CX, minimum is 9 inches and maximum is 10 inches. And then for other bikes it's different. For like the XL883N, it's 5 inches and 6 inches, but I'm going to do this again because I can already tell you that that is not 9 inches. Alright, I redid it, but instead of tapping, I just like gently set it to each level until eventually it fell away on its own, and it was right about 9 then, so mine's fine, I'd say. Another way you can tell is if there's a lot of drag in your steering. You want your steering to be nice and smooth, but you don't want it to be too smooth. Also, like I said, any play forward and back in the forks means you probably need them adjusted. Too loose is better than too tight, because too tight makes it hard to control at low speeds. After you do that, if you do need to adjust them, you're going to have to loosen the fork clamps, and then you tighten or loosen the steering head bolt right here, depending on what you need to do. It's all in the manual. Tells you step by step everything. It's not a big deal. It's just kind of annoying, especially if you don't have a stand. That checks one more thing off our list. Let's go check the list. Here's the list. Where's my pen? Here's my pen. Here's the list. Where is it at? Adjust steering head bearings. Bam. They didn't need adjusting, they just needed checking. The rest of this is just checking bolt and nut torques and making sure there's no wear anywhere there shouldn't be yet. So the next video will be on that.